Engraved on clay tablets in the heart of ancient Mesopotamia were legends of gods descending from the sky to deliver wisdom and determine the fate of humanity. These were the Anunnaki, a Sumerian name meaning those who came from heaven to earth. But supposing they were more than simply stories, what if the Anunnaki weren't gods, but rather ancient astronauts who profoundly altered our world and our entire existence? Throughout history, countless civilizations have chronicled the existence of powerful beings, often regarded as gods, who descended from the heavens to influence humanity. Among these enigmatic figures, the Anunnaki stand out as some of the most mysterious. These ancient deities mentioned prominently in Sumerian texts are described as those who came from heaven to earth. The world's first civilization, the Sumerians, over 6,000 years ago were recording stories of celestial gods who they believed came from the heavens to create mankind. But who were the Anunnaki really? Were they merely mythological figures born from the imaginations of ancient cultures? Or could they have been something more? Some researchers believe the Anunnaki may have been actual beings. One popular theory is that they came to Earth from another planet, which they say passed close to Earth thousands of years ago. They believe that Anunnaki were in fact ancient astronauts, extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth in antiquity, leaving behind a legacy shrouded in mystery. In this video, we will explore the possibility that the Anunnaki were more than just deities of myth. We will delve into biblical references, uncover hidden knowledge, and examine forbidden history that has been suppressed or ignored by mainstream scholars. As we journey through ancient texts and forgotten scriptures, we will seek to unravel the truth behind the Anunnaki and their potential impact on human history. The origins of the Anunnaki. What comes to mind when you think of ancient civilizations? You might think of the Romans. Maybe Maya pops into your head. Perhaps you think of the Aboriginal people of Australia. Today's wonder of the day is another great ancient civilization, the Sumerians. Situated in Mesopotamia, ancient Sumer was a collection of city-states. The Sumerians had advanced militaries, mathematics, and writing, and many of their writings tell modern people about Sumerian culture. The Sumerian civilization existed from 4100 BCE until around 1750 BCE. The name Sumer meant land of the civilized kings. The Sumerians were one of the first groups to divide time into hours and minutes. They also had a complex religion that involved gods called the Anunnaki. To understand the Anunnaki, we must first look at the ancient Sumerian texts, where these beings are described as those who came from heaven to earth. The Sumerians believed that the Anunnaki were powerful deities who descended from the heavens to shape human destiny. They were credited with the creation of mankind, the establishment of kingship, and the imparting of advanced knowledge that allowed the Sumerians to build their highly sophisticated society. But could the Anunnaki be more than just mythological figures? When we turn to the Bible, we find intriguing parallels that suggest a deeper connection. In Genesis 6:1-4, the Bible describes a time when the sons of God descended to earth and took human wives, resulting in the birth of the Nephilim, a race of giants known for their great strength and prowess. The term sons of God has been interpreted in various ways, but some scholars suggest that these beings were not of this world, hinting at a possible extraterrestrial origin. This raises the question, could the Anunnaki and the sons of God be the same? The idea that the Anunnaki were extraterrestrial beings aligns with the description of the sons of God coming down from heaven. If this is the case, then the Nephilim, described as the offspring of these otherworldly beings and human women, might be directly connected to the Anunnaki. The Sumerian texts and the biblical narrative, when viewed together, paint a picture of powerful beings descending from the skies, interacting with humanity, and leaving a lasting impact on our world. Whether these beings were gods, angels, or ancient astronauts, their influence on early human civilization cannot be ignored. As we continue to explore this possibility, the line between myth and reality begins to blur, revealing a history that has been hidden from us for millennia. Nobody knew, until the latter part of the 20th century, that the Anunnaki were associated in any way with reptiles or space. They were common younger gods that might have any appearance, although most people thought them to be human with animal features. Connections to the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch is one of the most mysterious ancient manuscripts, and it holds the key to further unlocking the mystery of the Anunnaki, a group of angels known as the Watchers, descended from heaven to earth, and their story is told in full in this apocryphal work that was respected by several ancient societies, but is not included in the canonical Bible. Like the Anunnaki, these Watchers are depicted as entities that descended to engage with humans. Their activities had far-reaching effects. The information that these Watchers imparted to humanity was forbidden and was supposed to be kept secret, according to the Book of Enoch. These included the secrets of heaven, cutting-edge technology, and a far deeper comprehension of the natural world than humans should have at the time. The Watchers taught humans the art of metalworking, the creation of weapons, the use of cosmetics, and the reading of celestial bodies, gifts that ultimately led to widespread corruption and chaos. The parallels between the Watchers and the Anunnaki are striking. Both are depicted as beings who descended from the heavens, both shared advanced knowledge with humanity, and both are connected to the concept of forbidden knowledge. Knowledge that was not meant for humans, and that brought dire consequences when revealed. Could the Watchers and the Anunnaki be the same beings, remembered differently across cultures and texts? The similarities suggest this possibility. The Anunnaki, with their advanced knowledge and technology, mirror the Watchers' role in the Book of Enoch. If these beings were indeed the same, it would imply that the Anunnaki were not just deities of ancient myth, but were seen as celestial beings, or even ancient astronauts who profoundly influenced early human civilization. This connection also raises questions about the nature of the knowledge imparted by these beings. The secrets of heaven and advanced technology, as described in the Book of Enoch, hint at a level of understanding that could only have come from a source far beyond the capabilities of early humans. Whether this knowledge came from divine or extraterrestrial origins, it had a lasting impact on the development of human societies, shaping the course of history in ways that we are only beginning to understand. Ancient astronaut theory. The notion that the Anunnaki were more than just mythological deities is central to the ancient astronaut theory, a theory that suggests these beings were, in fact, extraterrestrial visitors who came to Earth in ancient times. Proponents of this theory argue that the advanced knowledge and technologies attributed to the Anunnaki in ancient texts are evidence of their extraterrestrial origin. These gods were not simply figments of the Sumerians' imagination. They were real, tangible beings who arrived on Earth from the stars. Writer Sitchin, in his book, The 12th Planet, claims that the Anunnaki originally came to Earth 450,000 years ago, when they interbred with members of the Homo erectus species to create modern people and civilization. For numerous millennia, they effectively dominated it until they chose to eradicate humanity because they were offended by it. The Book of Ezekiel, especially chapters 1 to 28, has one of the strongest scriptural allusions in favor of this viewpoint. The prophet Ezekiel recalls seeing a strange flying machine in this text. It looked like a whirlwind with a blazing amber center, and it was full of eyeballs and moving in all directions. It was encircled by wheels inside wheels. Many people have taken this thorough description as showing a sophisticated alien vehicle that may be driven by extraterrestrial creatures. The wheel within a wheel that Ezekiel saw has become a cornerstone in the discussion of ancient astronauts. Could this vision have been a real encounter with the technology of the Anunnaki or other similar beings? The description certainly challenges our understanding of ancient texts, suggesting that what was once seen as divine or supernatural might have been advanced technology beyond the comprehension of the people at that time. If the Anunnaki did possess such technology, it would explain why they were revered as gods by the Sumerians and other ancient cultures. The awe and reverence these early civilizations had for the Anunnaki could stem from their inability to comprehend the advanced capabilities of these beings. The Anunnaki's technological prowess, perhaps spacecraft, advanced knowledge of the cosmos, and sophisticated tools, would have appeared miraculous, leading humans to worship them as divine entities. This theory blurs the lines between mythology and history, suggesting that the gods of ancient times were not merely symbols of natural forces or human ideals, but real beings whose actions left a lasting imprint on the course of human history. The ancient astronaut theory challenges us to reconsider our understanding of ancient texts and the possibility that the origins of human civilization might be intertwined with the visits of beings from beyond our world. The Anunnaki and ancient civilizations. The influence of the Anunnaki, if indeed they were ancient astronauts, extends far beyond the borders of Sumer. These beings are believed to have played a crucial role in shaping several of the world's earliest and most advanced civilizations, including those in Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley. In Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, the Anunnaki were revered as the architects of society. The Sumerians credited the Anunnaki with imparting knowledge that enabled them to build one of the most sophisticated cultures of the ancient world. The construction of ziggurats, massive terrace structures that served as both temples and astronomical observatories, stands as a testament to this advanced knowledge. These ziggurats, like the famous ziggurat of Ur, built around 2100 BC, demonstrate not only architectural prowess, but also an understanding of the cosmos that was far beyond the capabilities of a nascent human civilization. Similarly, in Egypt, the construction of the pyramids, particularly the Great Pyramid of Giza, circa 2580 to 2560 BC, has long been a source of fascination and speculation. These monumental structures, with their precise alignments and massive scale, suggest a level of engineering and astronomical knowledge that some believe could only have come from an advanced civilization, possibly influenced by the Anunnaki. The pyramids' alignment with the cardinal points and their connection to the Orion constellation are seen by some as evidence of this otherworldly knowledge. The Indus Valley civilization, flourishing around 3300 to 1300 BC, also exhibited remarkable advancements in urban planning, architecture, and metallurgy. The cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro, with their complex grid systems, advanced drainage, and uniform building standards, indicate a level of sophistication that has puzzled historians. Could the Anunnaki have imparted this knowledge to the people of the Indus Valley, just as they supposedly did in Mesopotamia and Egypt? These civilizations, though separated by vast distances, all share a common thread of possessing advanced knowledge and technology that seems out of place for their time. The Sumerians' knowledge of astronomy, the Egyptians' mastery of monumental architecture, and the Indus Valley's achievements in urban planning and metallurgy all suggest an external influence, an influence that might have come from the Anunnaki. If the Anunnaki were indeed extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth in ancient times, their influence on these early civilizations would have been profound. The legacy of the Anunnaki, then, might be found not only in the myths and legends of these cultures, but also in the very structures and technologies that define them. The advanced capabilities these civilizations displayed could be seen as gifts from the Anunnaki, left behind as a testament to their time on Earth and their impact on the development of human society. Biblical parallels and hidden knowledge. Intriguing parallels emerge between these ancient beings and certain figures mentioned in the Bible. The Anunnaki, as described in Sumerian texts, share striking similarities with the Nephilim, the Watchers, and the sons of God referenced in biblical scriptures. These connections suggest that the Anunnaki might be hidden within the pages of the Bible, obscured by centuries of translation and interpretation. The Nephilim, first mentioned in Genesis 6:1 through 4, are described as the offspring of the sons of God in human women. These beings were said to be giants, mighty men of renown who lived during the days before the Great Flood. The description of the Nephilim aligns closely with the portrayal of the Anunnaki as powerful, godlike beings who interacted with humanity and left a lasting impact on human civilization. Could it be that the Nephilim were the offspring of the Anunnaki, a race created through their interbreeding with human women? Further connections can be drawn between the Anunnaki and the Watchers, as detailed in the Book of Enoch. The Watchers were a group of angels who descended to Earth and shared forbidden knowledge with humanity, leading to widespread corruption and the eventual judgment of the flood. Like the Watchers, the Anunnaki are said to have imparted advanced knowledge to humanity, knowledge that was both a gift and a curse. This forbidden knowledge, whether it be the secrets of heaven or advanced technology, brought with it consequences that forever altered the course of human history. The possibility that the Bible contains hidden references to the Anunnaki is a compelling one. Over the centuries, as the Bible was translated and interpreted by various scholars and religious authorities, certain aspects of these ancient stories may have been altered or obscured. The Anunnaki, who may have once been recognized as real beings, could have been transformed into more abstract or spiritual figures in the process of translation. The true nature of these beings and their impact on humanity may have been deliberately suppressed or ignored by those who sought to maintain a certain narrative within religious doctrine. This hidden knowledge that challenges the conventional understanding of history and theology, has often been overlooked or dismissed by mainstream scholars. The idea that the Anunnaki, or beings like them, could be present in the Bible disrupts traditional interpretations and raises questions about the origins of the stories that have shaped human belief systems for millennia. If the Anunnaki were indeed real, and if their presence is hidden within the Bible, then the history of humanity may be far more complex and intertwined with otherworldly influences than previously thought. We open the door to a deeper understanding of the Anunnaki and their potential role in human history. This knowledge, long suppressed or ignored, invites us to reconsider the narratives we have been told and to seek out the truth that lies hidden beneath the surface of ancient texts. Forbidden knowledge and its consequences. The concept of forbidden knowledge that was never meant for humanity, plays a central role in many ancient texts, particularly in the stories surrounding the Anunnaki and the Watchers. These beings, whether they are seen as gods, angels, or ancient astronauts, are often depicted as the bearers of profound and dangerous knowledge. The consequences of this knowledge, as described in the Book of Enoch and other apocryphal texts, were catastrophic for humanity. The Book of Enoch provides a detailed account of the Watchers who descended to earth and shared secrets of the heavens with mankind. This knowledge included advanced technologies, the secrets of metallurgy, the power of magic, and the mysteries of the stars. While these gifts initially elevated human civilization, they also led to widespread corruption, violence, and the eventual wrath of God. The Watchers' actions directly contributed to the moral decay of humanity, culminating in the Great Flood, a divine reset meant to cleanse the world of the corruption that had taken root. The parallels between this narrative and the story of the Anunnaki are striking. If the Anunnaki were indeed ancient astronauts who imparted forbidden knowledge to early humans, the consequences would have been similarly severe. The advanced technologies and secrets they shared might have accelerated human development, but at a cost. This knowledge, not meant for mortal hands, could have led to the rise of tyrannical rulers, devastating wars, and ultimately, the near destruction of civilization itself. One of the most profound examples of the consequences of forbidden knowledge is found in the biblical story of the Tower of Babel, as described in Genesis 11:1-9. In this passage, humanity, united by a single language and purpose, attempts to build a tower that reaches the heavens. The ambition to touch the divine and the ability to construct such a monumental structure suggests that they possess knowledge far beyond what was typical for their time. Some theorists propose that this knowledge could have been imparted by the Anunnaki. However, this attempt to ascend to the heavens was met with divine disapproval. God intervened, confusing their language and scattering them across the earth. The dispersion of humanity and the sudden proliferation of languages were not just punishments but also measures to prevent humanity from accessing and misusing forbidden knowledge. The Tower of Babel represents not only human pride, but also the dangers of possessing knowledge that was beyond human capacity to wield responsibly. This theme of forbidden knowledge that leads to humanity's downfall, resonates throughout various ancient texts. It suggests that the Anunnaki, like the Watchers, may have provided humanity with tools and information that, while powerful, were ultimately destructive. The scattering of peoples, the confusion of languages, and the eventual downfall of great civilizations might all be seen as divine attempts to curb the dangerous potential that this knowledge brought into the world. As we examine these stories, it becomes clear that the legacy of the Anunnaki, if they were indeed real, is a double-edged sword. The gifts they imparted allowed for the rise of great civilizations, But these same gifts also sowed the seeds of their destruction. The consequences of forbidden knowledge serve as a cautionary tale, reminding us that the pursuit of knowledge, particularly knowledge that challenges the natural order, can lead to unintended and often catastrophic outcomes. The modern interpretation of the Anunnaki. In the modern era, the mystery of the Anunnaki has captured the imagination of researchers, historians, and theorists alike. The idea that these ancient beings were not merely mythological figures, but could have been real, physical entities, possibly ancient astronauts, has sparked an ongoing debate that continues to challenge conventional historical narratives. Proponents of the ancient astronaut theory argue that the Anunnaki were extraterrestrial visitors who came to Earth in antiquity, bringing with them advanced knowledge and technology that profoundly influenced early human civilizations. This theory suggests that the stories of the Anunnaki, as recorded in Sumerian texts, are not just allegorical, but are based on actual encounters with beings from another world. These beings, with their superior knowledge and capabilities, may have been revered as gods by the people of that time. One of the central points of this debate is whether the Anunnaki were real beings or simply the product of human imagination. Mainstream scholars often dismiss the idea of ancient astronauts, viewing the Anunnaki as purely mythological figures created by the Sumerians to explain natural phenomena and the origins of their civilization. They argue that the descriptions of the Anunnaki are symbolic, representing cosmic forces or aspects of the human psyche rather than literal beings. However, contemporary findings and theories continue to fuel the argument that the Anunnaki were more than just myths. For example, the precision and complexity of ancient structures, such as the Great Pyramid of Giza, the stone megaliths of Baalbek in Lebanon, and the ziggurats of Mesopotamia, challenge our understanding of the technological capabilities of ancient civilizations. Some researchers believe that the construction of these structures required knowledge and tools that were not available at the time, suggesting the possibility of external influence, perhaps from the Anunnaki. Additionally, the discovery of ancient artifacts that resemble modern technology, such as the Baghdad battery, which some believe to be an early form of an electrical device, or the Antikythera mechanism, an ancient analog computer, has led to further speculation about the presence of advanced knowledge in ancient times. These findings raise questions about the sources of this knowledge and whether the Anunnaki could have played a role in imparting it to early humans. The ongoing debate over the Anunnaki touches on broader questions about the origins of human civilization, the nature of ancient myths, and the possibility of extraterrestrial contact in our distant past. While there is no definitive proof that the Anunnaki were real beings, or that they were ancient astronauts, the idea continues to captivate those who seek to understand the mysteries of our history. History is often more complex and mysterious than it appears on the surface. Whether the Anunnaki were gods, extraterrestrials, or symbolic creations of the human mind, their story challenges us to rethink what we know about our past and to remain open to the possibility that the truth may be stranger than we can imagine. Conclusion. After delving into the mysterious story of the Anunnaki, we have discovered a story that is both fascinating and intricate. The first thing we looked at was how the Anunnaki first appeared in Sumerian records. These books describe them as strong creatures that came down from the sky to have an impact on early human civilization. The fact that they are associated with biblical characters like the Watchers, the Nephilim, and the Sons of God raises the possibility that their narrative is entwined with the very fabric of human spiritual and cultural history. We investigated the idea that the Anunnaki were not only legendary gods but were ancient astronauts and aliens who brought cutting-edge technology and knowledge to Earth. This knowledge, whether seen as a gift or a curse, had profound consequences, as evidenced by the stories of the Tower of Babel and the forbidden knowledge shared by the Watchers in the Book of Enoch. The influence of the Anunnaki on ancient civilizations, like those in Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley, raises questions about the origins of the advanced technologies and sophisticated structures these cultures possessed. Could the Anunnaki have been the catalyst for these achievements, their knowledge echoing through the ages in the form of architectural marvels and enduring myths? Finally, we examine the modern interpretations of the Anunnaki, where the debate continues over whether they were real beings, ancient astronauts, or purely symbolic figures. The discoveries of ancient artifacts and structures that challenge our understanding of history add weight to the argument that there may be more to the story of the Anunnaki than meets the eye. And so, we leave you with a thought-provoking question. Were the Anunnaki truly ancient astronauts who played a pivotal role in shaping human history? Or is their story merely a myth misunderstood by modern interpretation? As with so many ancient mysteries, the truth may lie somewhere between myth and reality, waiting to be uncovered.